In this video, let's do some exercise so that you can revise whatever we have learned till now. We are given these expressions. We need to determine whether they are going to return true or false. Let's just get started. First one, let's have a look at the first one. 4 is greater than 3. Obviously, it's going to return true, right? So if I say console.log, as you can see, it returns true. Let's also go for if this 4 is greater than or equals to 3. What do you think is going to happen? 4 is greater than 3, right? So let's just console log. As you can see, it's also returning true. For the next example, 4 is less than 3. What do you think is going to return? Obviously, it's going to return false. Let's just console log and check for ourselves. It's returning false, right? For the next example, 4 is less than or equals to 3. 4 is not less than or equals to less than, and also it is not equals to 3. So you know it's going to return false. As you can see, false. Similarly, we have 4 is equals to 4. Remember, it's only going to check for the values, not the data types. As you can see over here, this triple equals to is going to check for data types also, right? So let's just console log both of these now. That's because both of them are true, right? 4 is equals to 2, and this also is true, and also the data types are also same. So obviously those both are gonna return true. What mistake have we did? Okay, console log. Okay, true here, right? Similarly, we also have 4 is not equals to 4. What do you think is gonna happen here? 4 is not equals to 4. Obviously it's gonna return false. That's because 4 is equals to 4, right? Let's just console log. As you can see, false, right? Similarly, 4 is not equals to 4. Obviously it's gonna check for the data types also, and it fails at the first condition only. 4 is not equals to 4, right? It is going to return false. That's because 4 is equals to 4. Console log. As you can see, it returns false. Similarly, we also have 4 is not equals to 4, right? What do you think will be returning? Remember, we are using double equals to. Instead of double equals to, we are checking for not. Obviously the values are true, values are same, right? So obviously it's gonna return. What do you think it's gonna return? It's a confusing comparison. What do you think will be returning? 4 is not equals to 4. Obviously it's gonna return. Let's just console log to see what actually returns. It's gonna return false. That's because 4 is equals to 4, right? It's not equals to 4, right? So meaning it's gonna return false. Similarly, we also have 4 is equals to 4. Remember, these double equals to are gonna compare the values only, right? So if I console log, obviously it's gonna return true. True. However, what do you think will be the case with this comparison? It's gonna check for the data type also. Obviously it's gonna return, as you might have already guessed, it's gonna return false. As you can see, false. Now for the second exercise, we need to check for these logical operators. Let's just do that. For the first one, we are using the ampersand operator, that is AND operator. It's gonna check for it's only going to be true if both of these conditions are true, meaning 4 is greater than 3 and 10 is also it is less than 12. What do you think is gonna return here? 4 is greater than 3, right? 10 is less than 12. So obviously it's both of these conditions are true. That's how this AND operator actually works, or you can say ampersand operator. Both of these expressions are true, so obviously it's gonna return true. As you can see, true. Similarly, we also have 4 is greater than 3. This condition is true. We also have 10 is greater than 12, but it's not right? So 10 is not greater than 12, so it's gonna fail at this condition. But for this AND operator or the ampersand operator, you can say is only true if both of these expressions are true. Obviously it's gonna return false now. As you can see, false. Similarly, we have the pipe or the OR operator, which is true only if this expression or this expression is true. For example, we have 4 is greater than 3. We also have 10 is less than 12. So both of these conditions are true. So if I console log, as you can see, it's gonna return true. That's because both of these conditions are true. What if one of these condition is false? Let's just go for that. Here 4 is greater than 3, 10 is greater than 12. This condition actually fails, but this pipe or OR operator is true if one of the condition is true. If I console log this, as you can see, it's returning true. That's because this condition is true and this condition is false. It only check for one condition, so it's going to return true. Now we have 4 is greater than 3. It's going to return true, but we have this negation operator, so it's going to return false. If I console log, as you can see, false. Now we have 4 is less than 3, which is going to return false. We have this negation operator, so it's going to return true, opposite of that. As you can see, true. We have negation of false, so it's gonna return, as you already guessed, true. So if I console log, as you can see, true. That's it for this video. In the next video, we are gonna talk about conditionals. So I will see you in the next one.